our mother-in-law, our neighbor, our newspaper, our television, and we are so engrossed in listening to so many things. We're so confused, and we have no excitement because we are listening to wrong person. But this man made a pledge. The man of God made a pledge that I will listen to what God will say. And folks, I won't tell you, and I guarantee you, if you make a pledge before God, that I will listen to God. For buying a house, for your daughter's marriage, for taking a journey, for the issue that is in front of you, you need to listen to God. I know your brain is saying something, I know your friends are saying something, but make sure that you listen to God about this. When you listen to God, it will be a different case altogether. Read this one. This is very important, and that's Job 36:11. Read Job 36:11. 36 comes after 35. You know that? Job 36:11. Listen to what will happen if you pledge to listen to the voice of God on top of every other voices, even on top of your brain's voice or your heart's voice or your wife's voice or your husband's voice. Listen to this. Yeah. If they hear
and serve him.
Very, very important. A lot of times you only hear, okay, what's your desire? What do you want me? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? We just hear, we don't do it. But when you hear, you continue to do what he has said. If they hear and serve, listen to the water. If they hear and serve,
they will end their days in prosperity.
They will end their days in prosperity. Folks, prosperity does not come from your hard labor only. I'm not saying hard labor, don't do only. It doesn't come from your hard labor only. It doesn't come from your money or your intellect or from your education. It comes from God. If you listen to the voice of God, the prosperity will come. They will end their days in prosperity. And what else?
And their ears in pleasure.
And their ears in pleasure. Many times the world is missing the pleasure. And you know, we have everything, but we can't enjoy. We have children, but they're sidetracked. We have got money, we cannot enjoy. We have houses, we are not enjoying. There's a fight, there's a battle, there's confusion, and we don't enjoy. But you want to enjoy your life, you listen to what God is saying. If you pledge to listen to God, what He's saying, I guarantee you will enjoy your life. Wow, what a great enjoyment. Now, what did you do to listen to the voice of God? You read this one, book of Ecclesiastes. In book of Ecclesiastes, it comes after Proverbs. Easy to find after Proverbs. Proverbs is an easy book to find. Ecclesiastes, 5th chapter, 1st verse. 5th chapter, 1st verse. Listen to this one. My one.
Guard your steps.
What?
Guard your steps.
Guard your. We often talk to other people how they're walking. But God, when God speaks to you, He said, guard your steps. Okay.
As you go to the house.
As you go to the house of God, when you go to the house of God, be very careful. Watch out. Be careful. Guard your step. What? Is it not even surface? It's not talking about surface. It's talking about your life. Guard your step when you go to the house of God. I'm not talking about going to the bar. You guard your step when you go to the house of God. You have to be very careful. In everything we are very careful, but when we go to the house of God, we are not very careful. How we need, what kind of heart we should take to the house of God, what kind of mind we should have, and what should be in ourselves when we go to the house of God. Guard your step when you go to the house of God. What else?
And draw near to listen.
And what?
Draw near to listen.
How you listen? A lot of time, you and I complain, I don't know, I can't hear it. I can't hear it. What? What? What do you need? What do you do in order to hear it very carefully? Go closer to the person who's talking to you, and it will become clearer. You know, if you don't understand the voice of God, if you don't understand the plan of God, and you're confused, when you read Bible, you don't understand what the Bible is saying, what do? You start drawing near to God. And I don't have to explain to anybody how you draw near. You know how you draw near. When you start fixing up yourself, and you start repenting, and you start getting rid of your problems, then you start coming closer and closer. You also know how you go far from God. You also know how to come close to God. And if you want God to hear your prayers and you want to spend your days in prosperity, enjoy your life, and if you want God wants to be very clear to you before you can hear very clearly, go to God. Closer to God. Closer to God. When you are very close to God, you will hear each and everything He's saying. And not only hear, but you will understand, because it is very crystal clear. Because don't blame God if you don't understand what He's saying, if you can't hear what He's saying, because you're very far from Him. When you go to the house of God, don't just go and be backbencher in the house of God and let them sing and you just sit quietly and watch the ceiling, but you do what God wants you to do. Sorry, God, I've been a wrong man. I've been a wretched sinner. I should not have done that. When as you start coming closer to God and drawing near to God, you will start hearing His voice clearer and clearer. Draw near to God and hear His word clearer. And what does the other group do? There's another group in the same word. Other group. What the other group does? Listen to the other group.
Rather than to offer the sacrifice of fools.
Other people who don't do this. Other people who don't draw near. They say, oh, I think you said $50 here, $100, $10,000, okay, you can take my car. They would rather give what? Sacrifice. They are considered, they are called, they are titled by God, what? Fools. I wish God doesn't call me a fool. When I go to the house of God, I don't want to call a fool. I don't want to be called a fool. खुदा के घर में गया, खुदा ने कहा बेवकूफ आया है. ये खुदा के घर से निकल के गया, बोला खुदा मैं बेवकूफ गया. बेवकूफ 15 साल से आ रहा है. बेवकूफ 25 साल से आ रहा है. बेवकूफ गाना गा रहा है. बेवकूफ बाजा बजा रहा है. Even though you have done it, but God gives you a title. Title is not my son. Title is not a believer. Title is not a righteous person. But the title is fool. I wish we don't get that title for ourselves. I don't want to have that title. I don't know about you, but I don't want to have that title for myself. I don't want to call a fool, but I want to be very wise. When I go to the house of God, I want to watch my steps. My steps. Not anybody else's step. You know, it's easy to blame somebody else for this, but my steps, how am I doing it? Why is this happening in my house? Why is there a chaos in my house? Why I don't have good relations with my mother? My steps. It's because of my problem. It's because of my words. It's because of my brain. It's because of what I'm doing. You guard those steps. If you guard those steps, then the voice of God is very close, because you are close to God and you can hear it. And if you can hear it, you will spend your days in prosperity. Hallelujah.